My wife's parents think she's still their little girl, living a chaste life in a cramped apartment with her cat. Little do they know, I've been her husband for 23 months, and we're about to blow their world apart. It started with a lie so small it felt harmless. Lena and I met at a dive bar in Brooklyn, her laughter cutting through the haze of cigarette smoke and cheap whiskey. I was a graphic designer scraping by on freelance gigs. She was a law student with a smile that could stop traffic. One spilled beer, one shared Uber, and we were hooked. 6 months later, we were married in a impulsive courthouse ceremony. Just us, a witness from the bodega next door, and a judge who smelled like mothballs. We swore we'd tell her parents soon. Soon became a year, then two, and now here we are, tangled in a web of our own making. Lena's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Chen, are old-school Chinese immigrants who raised her with ironclad expectations, top grades, a prestigious career, and a proper marriage to a man they'd approve after a meticulous vetting process. Lena, their only child, was their pride, their legacy. She couldn't bear to disappoint them. "They'll never understand us," she'd whisper, her voice trembling as we lay in bed, planning yet another excuse for why she couldn't visit them for Lunar New Year. I'd nod, kiss her forehead, and pretend I was okay with being her secret. But I wasn't. I'm not. The lie grew heavier with every family dinner we dodged, every phone call where Lena switched to Mandarin and laughed off questions about boyfriends. I started feeling like a ghost in my own marriage. Our tiny apartment, filled with plants she lovingly tended and my half-finished sketches, felt like a stage for a play we couldn't end. I wanted to scream. I'm her husband every time her mom called to lecture her about settling down. But Lena's fear was contagious. What if they disowned her? What if they hated me, a scruffy artist with no family wealth, no respectable job, and a last name they couldn't pronounce? The breaking point came last week. We were at a friend's rooftop party, the Manhattan skyline glittering like a promise. Lena was radiant, her dark hair catching the city lights as she laughed with our friends. Someone posted a photo online us, arms around each other, rings glinting. Her cousin saw it. The next morning, Mrs. Chen called, her voice sharp with suspicion. "Who's that man?" "Lena." "Why are you so close?" Lena panicked, mumbling something about a friend. But the damage was done. Her parents demanded she visit them in Queens. Alone. I couldn't take it anymore. "We have to tell them," I said, slamming my coffee mug on the counter. Lena's eyes filled with tears. "You don't get it, Sam. They'll never accept you. They'll think I betrayed them." Her words cut deeper than I'd admit. Was I the betrayal? Was our love a mistake? But I saw the fear in her eyes. The same fear I'd seen when she first told me about her parents' expectations. I loved her too much to let her face this alone. So when we made a plan, we'd go to Queens together. No more hiding. I'd stand by her side, hold her hand, and face whatever came. The drive to her parents' house felt like a march to the guillotine. Lena clutched my hand, her knuckles white. "What if they hate us?" she whispered. I didn't have an answer, just a knot in my stomach and a resolve to see this through. Their house was a modest two-story, adorned with red lanterns and a garden bursting with vegetables. Mrs. Chen opened the door, her smile fading when she saw me. Mr. Chen stood behind her, his face unreadable. "Who's this?" he asked, his voice low. Lena took a deep breath, her hand trembling in mine. "Mom, Dad, this is Sam, my husband." The silence was deafening. Mrs. Chen's eyes widened, her hand flying to her chest. Mr. Chen's face hardened, his jaw tight. "Husband," he repeated, as if testing the word. Lena's voice cracked as she explained our love, our secret, our fear of losing them. I stood there, heart pounding, waiting for the explosion. Instead, Mrs. Chen started to cry. Not angry tears, but something softer, sadder. "Why didn't you tell us?" she whispered. "Did you think we wouldn't love you?" What followed was the hardest conversation of my life. Mr. Chen grilled me my job, my family, my intentions. I answered honestly, even when his questions felt like accusations. Lena defended me, her voice growing stronger with every word. But it was Mrs. Chen who surprised us. She took Lena's hand, then mine, and said, "We raised you to be honest. You should have trusted us." The words stung, but they weren't rejection. They were disappointment, laced with love. We spent hours talking, unraveling 2 years of secrecy. They didn't embrace me, not yet, but they didn't shut me out either. Mr. Chen even cracked a joke about my art, saying maybe I could draw their garden someday. It wasn't forgiveness, but it was a start. As we left, Lena's mom hugged her tightly, whispering something in Mandarin. Lena later told me it was, "Bring him back for dinner." Driving home, Lena was quiet, but her hand rested lightly on mine. The weight of the lie was gone, replaced by something fragile but real hope. We'd taken the first step, and it felt like waking up from a long, suffocating dream. Our marriage wasn't a secret anymore. It was ours, fully, for the first time. This isn't the end of the story. Lena's parents are still processing, and I'm still the outsider trying to prove myself. But we're facing it together. No more shadows. Love, I've learned, isn't just about passion or promises. It's about the courage to stand in the truth, even when it terrifies you. What do you think? Was Lena wrong to hide our marriage? Or were her fears justified? How do you balance love for your partner with loyalty to your family? Share your thoughts. Let's talk about where duty ends and truth begins.